Okay, hello learners. Before I start off, you must make sure that you have the document that I've given out to you called the November 2018 practical. Sorry, 2012. Okay, so basically, I'm going to work from there. I'm also going to send you the screenshot of the questions. So we're just going to run quickly through that question. So at 1.1, it asks you there to open the document caring for your pet. It's already opened up in a Word document, and then they say you need to. I'm just going to convert it to the compatibility mode that everything is available for us. The first one there, read with me, says change the page orientation in to portrait. Okay, now um, you will go to page layout. You will change the orientation. Can you see it's now on landscape? So don't assume because it looks fine, it is fine. You must change it to portrait. And then you must change the size. That's also found on the page layout to A4. Both the bottom margins must be 2.5 and as well as the left and right must be changed to 2 centimeters. That's also under page layout in the ribbon. You will go to margins because it's not a default setting. There's no such things already saved as that. You must go to custom margins and then you will find the specifications. The top must be 2.5, so you can literally just go in and say 2.5, and again the bottom. Remember, you can actually delete that whole centimeters there because it's already calibrated in centimeters. And then the right and both the left must also be 2. And then you can just say okay, it is applied to the whole document, and you will see that it has been done. Okay, then they ask you to change the font of the whole document. Now remember, if I'm changing the whole document for something, I need to press Control A in order to highlight everything. I will find Calibri because that is the font. Don't think what is Calibri, document to Calibri. It is a font name. You choose the name. It's in alphabetical order. So if I ask you for another one, you will just scroll down until you find the correct one. But for now, we work on Calibri. They don't say to change the font size, so I'm leaving it as is. The next one at 1.3 is asking you to set the line and paragraph spacing of the entire document except the list of dog breeds at the end. Okay, so you're going to highlight everything up until there because that is where the breeds are. There starts the breeds. And then they want this the line spacing. Line spacing are found also under the home ribbon. You can either use that shortcut, but for multiple, you have to unfortunately go into line spacing, choose the line spacing to be multiple, and you need to delete that and say 1.2. And then you will also need to change it to spacing after to be 6 and say, okay, nothing else is tick there. And then it will make it as you have applied those specifications. Then at 1.4, it says format the main heading caring for your pet. Now, this is the main heading. Hello, it is in the top part of your document. The size must be 36. So that is the size 36. It must be a green color. So you'll change it. If I don't ask you for a custom color, you'll just choose that one. If I give you a custom color, you will go into more colors. You will say custom, and there you will choose the red, the green, or the blue, whatever I tell you, if I do tell you that. And then it must have a shadow effect. So you'll just go into that. I don't specify specifically, so you can just choose any shadow effect. Okay, and then it must also be centered. So remember, your alignments can either be left, right, center, or justified, fully justified. We usually use this in columns. For now, I'm just going to center it as it's asked. Then at 1.5, they ask you to use quick styles. There's your quick style. So you're literally going to highlight it. You're going to choose heading 1 for that. All the heading 1, sterilization, etc., etc. You can go and practice that. And then they'll ask you to delete the enter keys. How do you know where the enter keys is? You put in your paragraph marker which is found under the home ribbon, and there you just go and delete it. So you literally just put your cursor there, and you will then press backspace. Okay, then I want you to go through 1.7, edit the first paragraph of the document. We all know as follows. The first one, it must be bold, so that whole thing must be bold. You can either press Control B for a shortcut, or you can just choose the home little button there, given as the bold B. Then they also ask you to change the first letter of the paragraph to a drop cap that looks like the example below. So you will highlight that one. You will go into insert because that is where it's found. Drop cap. Remember, it tells you that it must look like that. Now, on the look like that, it says 2 lines. So you must go into drop, you must choose 2 lines, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, then the straight codes is when you right click and then obviously tell them to go into the search for the straight quotes. But I'm not going to ask you the specific one because we don't have internet connection that's always so stable. So you can just take note of that. Then at 1.8, find the paragraph heading vaccination. So you'll scroll down, there is vaccinations. They are asking you to take that first line out. So you literally, if I can just show you with a paragraph marker, there's a space there. So you'll literally just go and backspace. You will take that off. Then they ask you to change the numbering of the items in the section below. So this is vaccination. The section below has the Roman numerals which they are talking about. You must change those to a webbing symbol. Okay, you know how to do that. You go into your home ribbon, you go to bullets. It's on this time it's on numbering, it's numerals. You'll go into defining a new bullet. You will say at this point of time you're looking for a symbol. You will go to webdings, which is found there, and then you will choose the cat or the dog. It says there 245, so you will click in there 245. Okay. Let's say I have asked you to define a bullet using an existing picture. Then you'll use the same one. You'll go into bullets. You'll say define new bullet. You'll go into picture. You will say work offline, and you will then choose the corresponding picture in your drive. Okay, then we will go to the paragraph that's highlighted in yellow. You need to move that. You move that by Control X, which is cut, or you can right click and also say cut. And then they want it to go to the end of the document after the dog breed. So you will paste it then again after here, Control V, or right click and say paste. Okay, if anything is highlighted, and they ask you to please remove that highlighting, then just take note of um, highlighting everything and take off the highlighting by saying no color. Then you are continuing to work on this paragraph. You must indent that paragraph to 3 centimeters. You are going to go into your paragraph settings, which is found there, and then you are indenting it at a 3 centimeter. So again, you can just delete all of that, put in a 3, say okay, Bob's your uncle. Okay, then spacing before and after, we've already done that. You go into it, you change your line spacing options to be after, and you change that to 24. Okay, that's how you do that. And then the center align the text. Remember, fully justified, center align, left align. That is the center align. That's how it should look. It will look funny because now obviously the center of the page for this specific one starts there. If you look at the ruler, remember view ruler so that you can see where it is. And then you need to place a single paragraph border around this paragraph. So you will highlight it, you will go into home, you will go into your borders and shading, and you will choose around the paragraph. If I ask you to change the color, that is where you do it, and that is what you choose. And then remember just to select it again and say okay and pop your answer. Okay, then I want you to be able to, we can skip 1.10 for now. Go over for me, please, to 1.11, which says you need to change all the occurrences of the the word dark to have a green and bold appearance. Now, remember to put your cursor in front of your document. This is a good way just to make sure that the word processing program works through this whole document from beginning to end. Remember, this is a change all occurrences, which means it's a find and replace. It's found under home. Although we're finding and replacing, we're not clicking on find, we're clicking on replace. What are we replacing? We are replacing the whole word dog. Remember, I've showed you this in class. You're going to go to more. You want the whole, find the whole words only, and you will then format it to the font. It said there it must be green and bold, and you will say okay, and you will say replace all. Make sure that you don't get a zero like I have done here now. Why am I getting a zero? Because look at what I've done. I have made the editing to be done on the first one. So I am finding a dog with the font bold and the font color green, which is not in the document. So if that happens, make sure your cursor is clicked on there and say no formatting. Then you go to the second one. Normally you would type in a word there, but we already said it must match that word. So we're not going to type dog in there. We're going to leave it as is. We're going to go to format. We're going to go to font, and we're going to choose bold, and we're going to choose green, and then we're going to say replace all, and make sure then you have 5 or more or 30. I'm not going to tell you how many, but just don't have zero, and then you will see all the dogs has been changed. Let's say I want a different word, so I want dog to become pet. Then I will choose it there, and I will say replace all. um okay, they just say yes from the beginning, and then you will see now pet has been changed with dog. But if the word stays the same and only the format changed, then that's how you do it. Okay, now you need to go to the list of dog breeds, okay, which is found here at the bottom. And they ask you to place it into 3 columns. So you will highlight it, you will go into page layout, which you will find the column. So I can ask you to do 2, 3, or more columns. In this case, they are asking for 3. They are also asking you to make sure that they are asking you to say that place the Afghan Terrier in 3 columns. Okay, they actually looks like they actually only wanted that to be in a column, the first one, but I've put everything in there now. They're asking from there to there, but the method stays the same. And then I just want to show you, if I ask you to fully justify this, which we normally do in columns, we will go into home, we will fully justify it, and then we will also sometimes ask you to put in a line in between, and that is where you click it. And if I ask for a spacing, you will do it there, and okay, and pops your uncle. That is 1.13. Okay, and then I've skipped 1.12. Let's just quickly go back there. It says insert the page break so that the heading safety measures appears on a new page. So you will literally go, remember, it's like a scissors. You will literally click on it. You will press Control Enter, or you will go into your page layout, say breaks, and choose page breaks. While we are looking at breaks, and it was not asked in this question paper, but let's say I told you that everything from Saluki up until down must go into the second column, okay? Then you will click in front of the word that must be there. You will go into breaks, and you'll choose column break, and then that will be then pushed over into the next column so that it's neatly all wrapped up. Okay, so that is, I think, Word for now. I will then quickly make the Excel for you.